Hiya, welcome to Embracing Aging. The other day, somebody put a comment on one of my videos about how difficult it is to meet someone as we get older, and I've no doubt that's true. I think one of the reasons is because we kind of get perhaps we're a bit more set in our ways, and particularly if you've had a long-term partner and you're used to somebody else doing something a certain way and then someone comes in and does it completely different. And I think it's quite hard to adjust to that as we get older, just because it's like the way we've always done it. So maybe we need to think about being a little bit flexible to start with. Um, but I got to thinking about how we actually do meet people. So I'm just going to have a drink. And I think, the first thing that people think about is internet dating now. It seems to be like the way a lot of people do meet. I've just got some notes here. Um, but I've kind of, I was speaking to some of my single friends who have done the internet dating thing. It doesn't really work for them anyway. I think probably because the men that they've encountered seem to have a different view of internet dating. Basically, they're just looking for a hookup. They're just wanting sex, and the women are looking for romance, dating, and a partnership. They're not just going to jump into bed with the first guy that kind of, takes an interest in them. But it seems to be there's a real mismatch there, seemingly. Um, I can't speak for myself because I've never had no experience at all of internet dating. I'm happily married. So, but that's generally the kind of opinion I've got from a few of my friends who have tried that route. So I kind of crossed that off my list, and I thought, where else can you meet people when you're getting older? Um, and I did think, going to social events, but I had another conversation with a friend of mine who said, most of the men that she knows go to the pub, whereas she wouldn't feel comfortable being a woman on her own going to the pub. So kind of that's probably not an option either. Um, so I thought about meetup groups, and I know there are a lot of them. They have them in the States and in the UK. I don't know about other places, but if you Google it, there are loads of meetup groups, and for all kinds of different interests. There are meetup groups who go walking. There are meetup groups who go and do wine tasting. Meetup groups who talk about philosophy, all sorts of different things. And if there isn't a meetup group near you, you can start one. They're easy to start, it doesn't cost anything either until you've got a certain amount of members. And I think then there is a sort of fee involved. But have a look at that because it's a good way to meet like minded people. Which is an important thing in a relationship, isn't it? You want someone who kind of thinks, as well as having sort of physical chemistry, you want someone who's intellectually compatible with you and someone who's got similar interests. You don't have to have the same interests. Um, but yeah, so meetup groups are a pretty good idea, I think. Um, Also, joining a club, is pretty obvious, really, isn't it? That if you've got an interest, like if you like playing tennis, join a tennis club and you'll meet people through that. But the object is not to go out there looking for a partner particularly, but to expand your social network, get out there and, meet other people, and maybe they'll invite you to something and you'll meet somebody there. So it's not about actually going out finding a partner, it's about expanding your social network. So, I thought that was, that might be a good thing. If you're not mobile and you can't get out, then probably the internet is going to be your best bet. But um, I'm told that there are Facebook groups, friendship groups for people over 60 or like over 50s, over 60s, and what have you. And I know, I know someone who's met a few people through that. Not necessarily a romantic partnership, but people. It's kind of like a modern version of pen friends, really, where you chat to people, and if people haven't been online for a few days, people are asking if they're okay, and then someone else will say, "Yeah, I spoke to them on so and so or whatever." So that is a good way of expanding your social network as well if you're not able to get out. But I really think it's important to meet people in the real world, because you have to, you have to know whether you're going to click, like with just little things like personal habits and things that people do that you might not, when you talk to them on the internet, you don't know that they've got those habits. They might do things that really you find objectionable. um I'm not going to give examples because they're quite gross. But you can get my drift, that there are things that you just like, you think really puts you off, however nice they might be. And also, as we get older, it's harder to change those habits as well. If you've got annoying habits, it's harder to change them. um but yeah, I'd say go out and meet people in the real world if you can. um the other thing I put down here is volunteering. And it's another way of broadening your social circle, is to go and volunteer either in a charity shop, at a homeless shelter, um, food bank, anything like that, hospital, hospice, driving for hospital patients to and from their appointments, or picking up prescriptions for them. Because you never know, if you're like doing something like that, a service for an elderly person, they might have a daughter or a son or something who's, you're taking a load off them. You might meet them, and it opens up, a wider network for you. Um, so yeah, they're the things that I thought of. But if you've got any comments, or you can think of any other ways how you would meet people, put it in. Please leave a comment in the box below. Um, Oh, and I watched a lovely film the other day. It's called 23 Walks, and it's about a couple who are in the 60s, and they meet up just because they're walking the dogs together, and they get chatting, and it's such a nice heartwarming movie. So I thought, yeah, even if you go out and you're out and about, if you're doing that, if you're walking your dog, or you're I don't know, just going out just for a walk in the fresh air. Say hello to people, chat to people, and if you see them regularly, um, you can start up a conversation and develop a friendship from that. So, yeah, that's what I've got for you today, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Oh, and please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.